Hey guys, what's cracking? Here we are for another Star Atlas video. I've got a few things to go through today. I kind of only just did the bit of a video review on the weekend, so I left a few things of information out, kind of on intention because it wasn't super busy at that stage. I was, on the other hand, I was on time off and visiting people. So we'll get into what I've seen over the last kind of week and a half, and the Apollo X launch. That ties into the IEO launch. IEO launch was awesome. It was a standard FTX launch tonight. I'm actually making this video tonight, and the coins will go listed tonight. So I'm very curious to see where that goes. But the Apollo X launch. Now they have a three-tiered system where it's 750 coins, 1,500, and then 4,500. I believe those are the numbers. And what was really cool about that was, we'll just go for a bit of a side note here, was when I first saw the launch and I first started looking at paid network coins for the Apollo X, that they work off the paid network. The coins were 56 cents. They spiked all the way up to just under, well, there we go, $1.57, and they've gone crashing down big time, currently sitting around 75 cents. So it was very interesting to see the effect, the Star Atlas effect, how that's done that, and kind of, I wonder what happens there. But into the actual effect of the launch. Now, first come, first serve. The pools got smashed by the old bots. We've seen this so much, and it needs to be fixed. I think first come, first serve's dog shit. I didn't understand why completely Star Atlas would want to go with a IDO platform that would be first come, first serve. They've always done their power to the people, kind of getting it out there a lot more. Maybe they didn't expect such high demand. I definitely understand why they would want to have it on a different blockchain. Radium had launched on Binance not long before they announced Apollo X, and I'll show a little bit of the video, the 2-hour presentation, DJ sets and that was pretty cool. But in effect, the bots smashed this like they have so many of the NFT releases as of recent, and it was sold out in seconds, and then of course crashed after 3 minutes. But what was really cool about parts of it was seeing that Star Atlas came to the party and gave out allocations for the members. Look, I hope that's the value there, $14, and then something about ticket increases and stuff like that. But it was really cool to see a workaround. And what's very funny is, I'll tie that into the Radium, is that in the end, even though it was a bad launch at the start, it got solved, and the Apollo X probably were better off than a majority of the Radium's launch. Now, I've been on Radium since day one launch with them, and we'll have a quick look at some numbers. 123,743 tickets in the Star Atlas pool, and then the Polis pool had the same. So as you can see, max winners 3,600. I think it was over 3,000%. There you go, 3,437% stakes. So obviously it equated to not a whole lot. It's just very, very random chance. I personally had 66 tickets. I had a lot of posters. They gave bonus tickets, and it's lottery system. This is so much better than a lot of other systems that you see. Is that you put it in, you have a chance. Funnily enough, my winning ticket was Polis, which is what I kind of would prefer early, and it was from my wallet that's just got 100 staked in there for a while. So I had 6 tickets total for that wallet, and that was my winner. But overall, I thought successful. It's really important that we get these other platforms, Binance, Ethereum, all of them coming over to Solana and centralizing on Solana, decentralized, I should say, but bringing it all into the Solana ecosystem. It will make the game easier to go. But yeah, it was interesting, very interesting to see this side of it. Like, I don't want to get into the financial implications of it as much. I want to concentrate on the gaming, but it is blockchain gaming. This is a very important part, because a lot of these launches are based on being botted because they can make money. Now let's have a look at this. This was super cool. So 3 minute, it was 3 or 4 minutes of introduction at the start. The video didn't actually start talking. There we go. So she starts talking. Now I don't know who the picture is in the middle, but she'll fire up. I won't watch the whole thing. I'm just going to highlight through bits.
This is Apollo. Welcome to the dark side of the moon. It is my mission to help shape the dreams of our community.
Now, can't we see just a highlighted amount of leg there? Sex sells. Would have been cool to have seen
the mother in the Matrix.
Some more photos of the game, the tweets, the pictures. There's so much graphics at the moment that just would have been better than. I'm a nerd, man. I want to see nerd porn. I don't need to see a little bit of leg and skin. Show me the nerd porn. Would have rather had an alien in the middle there talking. Now it gets into a DJ set, and what I want to show this for is because this is bringing you into the thought process that Star Atlas is going to be more than a computer game. It's going to be more than going through space in your ships hunting down an alternate faction. Hopefully the old Barndog internet's going to be going. What's the quality of this video? Oof. That's yes, very unfortunate about the old internet. It does get me in many of my videos, but what can I do? I'm on a mine site. So she went through and did several sets. Just pause that. Now, what I really did like was the bass jackets. They were somewhere around. I'll listen to this whole thing. So I'll listen to all the set, and I reckon it's worth a listen. The whole set. I like the effects. I like what it showed on stage, and bass jackets was just amazing. This was a really cool DJ set. So gets into a lot of EDM and stuff like that. We're going to play.
Star Atlas official launch party. Are you ready? Let's go.
This dude had so much energy, and I could definitely see in a online environment the way the world's all crazy at the moment with the old Rona, and I can see how this would work and how tickets would sell. All right, let's pause that. We'll come out of full screen. Now, hello. Getting into a few of the other topics that I want to look at. Now, I did forget to bring up the Interstellar Alliance interview with Christian, and it was Pablo and Santi as well, I believe. It was a really, really cool interview. There was a lot of frank and open discussion. Christian's really well articulated with his aim, what he's chasing, why he's doing the Interstellar Alliance and what brought him into it, and it was really cool. There was several things. Where are we? There were several things in there that were pretty awesome. The main one from this video, which I really, really thought was cool, and I went back and listened to again, was how Christian talks about the Great Protocol and how they're linking up with the NFT side of things. And he talked about how you'll be able to take snippets of gameplay, say up to 20 seconds of gameplay, capture that, and then go and convert that into an NFT. This is Solana. This is one of the cool things about being able to do all this shit on the cheap. You'll be able to do these things and have memories of maybe your first battle in deep space. Pardon me. And you'll be able to capture that and really stir people up with it. Maybe sell it to them, you know, see you capturing their shit. That sounds really, really cool. That was the big one out of that. I did miss, there was something about the streamers interview. So there was a streamers interview. I think there was 4 or 5 of the popular YouTube streamers at the moment, and that was with Wags as well. I did like, there was a couple of statements from that. And what was that? That was about the product. This is a product that isn't ever intended to be complete. Now, he's used that in a second interview I've heard of recent, and that's just talking about how they want to get gameplay out to us, the public. They want to get the mini game out. They want to do monthly updates in the mini game. Maybe December, maybe January next year, we will see. We'll be able to go into the metaverse and how they'll have a ship, and you go and check modules and components, and you can purchase them from looking at that. So how that's going to work in like the DAO, the GAO, the Galactic Asset Offering, how that's going to work in that, I don't completely understand. There's still more information to come out in the GAO and all of that, but it was a good little fun discussion with them. There was a good other snippet that I liked, and it was how at the moment play to earn, playing crypto to change lifestyle has really come up in the media of crypto. But it was a good little snippet about how he said that they need to actually get the technology to those countries. So it was Africa, I believe, was mentioned. But it's going to be a computer that's playing on Unreal 5. You can't just do it on a little phone on a Google phone. It's there's going to be platforms needed. There's going to be technology needed for these countries. And I wonder whether places like, you look at your FTX, who's donated so much already, whether companies like that who want to reach those targets and actually help the world and better the world, whether they tie in. It seems like a sort of a logical thing to me. So one of the other interviews I watched for the week was with Josh Cross, I should say. So I think he tags himself as Atlas Theory just there. And this was another one with Christian. I do believe Josh is going to be going through and looking at doing some kind of a guild study. There's going to be a heap of guilds out there. I haven't gone down that rabbit hole as I've been trying to look at all the different games. And of course, I work a full-time job as normal. So it's not something that I can get heavily into to get proper information. So I've just kind of left that, and I do watch these things. So that was a really good one. What I'll try and do is post the links for these guys down the bottom as well on my video. Some of the good little highlights I had there was the aim that Christian set, and what he wants to do is to create value for as many people as fast as possible. So genuinely wants to help people in the decentralized autonomous corporation, DAC, I believe that's what it stands for. And it's kind of like a mother company for a bunch of guilds underneath it. So I'm not 100% sure. I did miss their first recording of a meeting on YouTube. Unfortunately, it wasn't recorded, so we did miss that. So obviously, I read through where I can. That was one of them. I do like another one. He said, I'm not going to be alive one day to see our physical civilization in our world. To be able to build something like this, but at least I can try to do it in the metaverse. Really cool statement. And the third one that I had mentioned was, I want to not look like I'm profit from it. So he was talking about the DAO treasury setup. How what happened was they actually got members of the DAO to donate and buy a whole heap of the posters early. And there was a tweet from Interstellar Alliance. It's worth 150 grand now or something like that. They did go in really well. So everything that I do here is pro bono. It's for my own personal enjoyment. I'd love to have a beer with this dude one day. So he's doing it for enjoyment, and you can talk to him. He's so good. He's just so many things that he set up and enacted, and there's so many people that are really looking forward to the climate that this game is going to do and bring into these kinds of incorporations. Now, Town Hall 14. Let's. I don't have a link for that, but Town Hall 14. There was just about 500 on Discord, I believe. They talked about the teaser trailer part 2 and not really being a super long wait. Mini game early September, and there was a really cool community question which I actually liked. It was to do with tax, and the members got up, and he might have been from the Philippines because he was talking about how the government's going to tax the Axis players. So he's asked the question, will Star Atlas list how much you've earned for the year. So that kind of got me thinking about it and thinking about my own tax here in Australia. And it's something that was really, you go, wow, good sort of question. So lots and lots of tweets. We see they did have the Animoca brands, the partnering with them, and that's super important. They're on different blockchains, different games, already set up and stuff. That will be a big partnership for them. We've seen a lot of fun with MC Hammer and the tweets and the interactions he's got there. You can see there, you can now listen to your favorite Star Atlas beats on the Audius project. This is the linking I've talked about before, where Star Atlas is linking up with other platforms on not only Solana, but cross-chain. And it's going to be really, really big for Audius, I believe. Super fun. You know, can we see something down the track of another Legends poster with MC Hammer, and they do it as it could be 6 months' time, but they do it as an idea where they're offering artists or entertainers some kind of stake in the game. They get a theatre on a land set up to go. So, I mean, they've talked about being not just that game. There's going to be that entertainment type stuff where we've seen here with this 2-hour video. There was a pretty cool tweet here from Day in the Life of a Mud Faction Captain. And why I've linked this, there's a couple of reasons. Is I mix up the names of these three races heavily, and it's because to me, Uster sounds very alien-like, and I can't get my brain to compute that. But it does have a cool little, I take it as like a role-playing read, but it, you know, talks about how you're flying through, you've got a quick drop and deliver job, and then you get asked to go somewhere else, you get attacked by one faction, and then the other faction fires a shot, and you know, they then hail you. So it's gets into that. But what I did like, there was a specific reason. It was to do with the professions. So I talked about professions a fair bit. It does tickle my little pink bits. And they talked about factional clashes. Where was it? I should have proofread this a second time. But they listed a whole heap of professions. Here we go. Define your play style as a trader, miner, hauler, sentry, bounty hunter, data scanner, a diplomat, or any number of other roles to serve your fellow faction members or even lead them to supremacy. There's going to be a whole heap of professions. You specialize, you train, you pay for that in Atlas. Whether there's a timer on those, like Eve, I'm not sure, but we do wait to find out. Now I'm going to finish this video on a little bit of a different tangent. There's all these NFT projects starting, 10,000 of these apes, these bears, these boars, these fucking llamas, all types of different things. Now, we did also have Aurora have a launch. I don't really want to get into that, but they're launching for anything from 2 to 6 to 8 Solana. Now, 10,000. Let's look at the posters, Discovery of Iris. There should be about 10,500 of these. So they launched in April 25 for 1 week. And is my fucking computer going to play ball? Why is this not playing ball? It's got to look super professional. But I do know some of the numbers. So it was around 10,500 of these sold, whereas around 6,500 of the second poster sold, and then 3,500 of Convergence Wars sold. So if you have something like Degen Apes, and they're currently selling for around 80 sold floor price, and that is, what are the maths on that? 13, 14 times floor price. These posters are nowhere near it. There was, I think, 900 around about Short Story of a Lost Avatar, and there was around 700 of the Bops. Now, this shit ain't going to load for the life of me. If you go and have a look at the prices, are we seeing such super big high numbers on the DEX? No, we're not. What would be really cool is if we could see on Star Atlas a list of all of the posters with current buy orders. It just would be cool to have something you could click on to get that thing. It is peak hour traffic here on the camp where I am. So to me, these posters are undervalued currently. They lost about 50% of the value after the snapshot was taken for the badges, and people kind of dropped the ball on it. But it was probably the most successful game launch I've seen on Solana so far. I'm trying to see whether it does load up. But if you've got BOP, and that is selling for around 4,000 at the moment, that's a 4 times profit. 707. There's not 10,000 of these. There's 700 of these. Am I trying to drive up the price for me? It doesn't matter. I was happy enough to spend the money at the start, and I won't sell mine. I didn't sell it pre for 6,500. I'm not going to sell it after. But I'm more so talking about the ones where there's 10,500 of these. So 10,561. Now, trade, you're looking at, I believe, 4 times price. There should be buy orders in, not even, $196. Now, we've been told later there is a possibility that these NFTs may have additional drops. They are shit hot. They've got AR experience, play wicked music. To me, it's just a cool little thought. And one of the reasons why I love it, like there's so many things to see. All the new websites are pretty awesome. And obviously we're waiting to see what drops from these badges, how that's going to relate. But tonight, super exciting night with the coins. And yeah, thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.